Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Stackable's accordion block. Okay, so this is a mini-series on exploring Stackable's block library. Now, in order to use it, we're going to make a brand new page, and there's two ways we can do that. The first one is, if we're logged in on our site, we'll have this top toolbar over here. You can hover over New and click on Page, and that's going to make us a new page. Alternatively, if you're on the dashboard, go on the left-hand sidebar over here and scroll down, or hover down to Pages and click on Add New Page. That's going to take us to a brand new blank slate on the WordPress block editor. Okay, so once we're here, just some housekeeping. Let's go and take a look at this right-hand sidebar, If it doesn't appear, there's this button here called Settings beside the Publish button. Just go ahead and click on that and make sure it pops out, because this is how we will configure the block. Next, let's go ahead and add a title, Stackable Accordion Block Test. Okay, just so our page has a title and to keep things organized later on. Finally, let's go ahead and start by adding the block itself. So there's this blue button here with a plus icon. It's called the block inserter, and you'll see we have a bunch of blocks coming out. Stackable comes up first on the list for us, or we can just search it on here. But as you can see, we have accordion over here. Let's go ahead and click on that and drag and drop that on our workspace. Let's go ahead and close this just so we have some area to work on. Now there's some other options here, okay? A lot of the stackable blocks are like this, but since we're using the free version of Stackable, we only have default and plain. They're shadow colored and plus, but let's go ahead and click on default, and it's going to give us this block. Okay, so let's start by configuring it. So first things first, we can click on this thing that says a title for this block, okay? And you're going to see that it is a heading. If I clicked on the inside here, it's going to say inner column. If I clicked on this, it's going to say text. If I clicked on this icon, it's going to say icon. So this whole block here, while it is an accordion block, it's actually comprised of a bunch of other elements from within. So let's go ahead and click on this, right? Oops. Okay, accordion. And you can see we have our options here on the right-hand side. We have layout. Okay, we can align our content left, right, middle. We can change the spacing. And then we have style. So general options, we have open at the start, right? Close adjacent on open. Enable FAQ schema if we have that set up. We can also enable a background for this. So let's add some color to this. Okay, we can use a background image. We can also change the background color when we hover over it. Let's say like that, right? Okay. And we can also add borders and shadows if we wanted to. Okay, we have some advanced options over here. We have HTML tags, overflow, and clearances. Next, we have our position. We can change our opacity. We can also change our z-index. We can also change scroll over where we want this to align. Okay, it really depends on your site. I'm going to leave these on default. Just because it's going to work on our page. We have custom attributes here, which is an area for custom HTML code. We can have our responsiveness options here to hide it in desktop, tablet, and mobile, and HTML anchor and CSS classes. Okay, so let's go ahead and edit the content now. So let's go ahead and click on title. Let's say this is primary information. Okay, so that's that. It's going to be edited just as an ordinary heading. We can align our text here, we can change our spacing. And for style, we can use our heading tags. We can change our typography. We can change the size. Okay, I'll just keep it on default. We can also add a shadow and outline on it. We can change the text color, add borders and shadows to our text. Okay, and then we have the same advanced options here: custom attributes, position, responsiveness, and HTML anchors and CSS. Next, we have our icon here. Under layout, we have our spacing. Our icon is going to have icon gap here, which we can change depending on desktop, tablet, and mobile. We can also enable a different background color for this, right? And then when we hover over it, it's going to be this, right? And then, yeah, okay. And then border and shadows, just the same if you wanted to enable these. Okay. And then the same one for our advanced options. And finally, we have our inner column, which we can enable even further style. So you can see this is fleshing out to be much more polished, I suppose, much more complicated, much more complex. And I'll leave it at that just so it's easier to read. And we can also add a border radius on this. And it's looking much more customized. So from the top going all the way inside, we can do that. So I'm happy with that. And finally, let's go ahead and edit the text. This is the primary information that you wanted to learn about. Okay, and then we can change font size, text color, outline, background, borders, and shadows, so on and so forth. Now, what if we wanted to add more? Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to click on this, and we're going to have to duplicate it. And this is how we're going to create more accordion items. So let's call this secondary information. Okay, let's click on this, and this is the secondary information, and so on and so forth. Okay, so once we're happy with this, let's go ahead and click on publish to save our work, and let's take a look at it on our live site. Okay, once we have that, let's go ahead and click on view page, and we will have our accordion blocks over here. You can see it changes when we hover over them, and when we click on them, our information comes out, primary and secondary, and so on and so forth. So there's how you use the stackable accordion block in WordPress. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, as it really helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. Show this kind of video to other nerds like us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.